What can you tell us about oils and having oil in the diet?
That's correct. There's a large biological difference between walnut oil and a walnut, between pecan oil and a pecan. There are biologically opposite effects. First of all, a tablespoon of oil is 120 calories. Mm-hmm. And because there's no fiber, the fiber has been removed, it's absorbed into the bloodstream very rapidly within minutes. They say from the lips to the hips within 5 minutes. Absorbed into the bloodstream, it gets stored as fat. You can't burn it for energy. A heaping tablespoon of nuts and seeds is about 35 calories. But the fiber and the sterols and the stanols bind fat very tightly so that all the fat calories aren't accessible to be absorbed into the bloodstream. Some of those fibers pass out into your stool, the toilet bowl, and the fat is carried with them into the toilet bowl. So out of those 35 calories, you're only absorbing a proportion of that. Not all. Some of those calories are being lost. A significant amount of those calories are being lost. The fat magnet, these sterols and stanols that attract fat and carry it out into the stool, suck fat out of the bloodstream into the digestive tract. Wow. And they have an affinity or attraction for saturated fat and oxidized LDL. That means they attract the bad fats. So they lower your LDL and suck out the nasty or the harmful fats into the toilet bowl, allowing better fats to come in. But because their fats trickle into the bloodstream at about 1 calorie per minute, as opposed to hundreds of calories per minute, your body preferentially burns that fat for energy as opposed to storing it as fat, because it doesn't register fat storage hormone to be kicked in because you're not getting enough fat in the bloodstream at one time. So we're burning it for energy, and now it's taking away our appetite or this desire to eat foods for many hours, leading to an overall reduced caloric drive. It shuts down your appestat. If you came to a buffet, if I was serving you a buffet, and the people traveling on the left side of the buffet, I gave them a tablespoon of oil before they got to the buffet, they would not eat less food on the buffet. They eat the same amount of calories because there's no reduction of appestat from the oil. But if in the right-hand line, I gave them an apple of 65 calories an apple, they'd all eat 65 calories less in the buffet because it's the slow entry of calories into the bloodstream associated with the fiber and that reduces the appestat. So oil also increases the appetite when we mix it in with the foods. So if we recognize that less calories leads to a longer life, Americans are eating 300 to 400 oil calories and low nutrient calories. The calories we consume in excess that don't contain nutrients shorten our lifespan. What I'm saying right now, this fad about pouring olive oil in foods, sucking in coconut oil, thinking these oils are health foods, these are foods that that age you quicker, increase the speed at which you're aging because they're putting excess calories in your body. And no matter any way you look at it, excess calories shorten your life. And they don't have any, how should we say, corresponding or propensatory or compensatory benefits. They don't have the compensatory benefits that actually have the fibers and nutrients that are going to make you live longer like a walnut does. Because a walnut is full of polyphenols, it's full of phytochemicals, and it facilitates the absorption of other nutrients, and it favorably builds the microbiome. So you can't compare a nut or seed to an oil derived from that nut or seed. We're talking about pistachio nuts and walnuts and sesame seeds and sunflower seeds and hemp seeds as being lifespan promoting, and they actually suppress appetite, lead to more infrequent eating, and they, in all studies shown, every study shown that looks for people over the decades, show that the inclusion of these foods in the diet leads to longer life and lower rates of cancer.